Today we're going to run a test, not a real super difficult test. It's more of a braking test than anything else. All the marks are going to be tight. We're going to run out of order flyer. We're going to kill a live bird first and make sure that the dog does not pick that mark up first. Pick up another mark first. After they got one mark down, that's their option. We're going to let them pick up whatever they want after that. And they're going to run a single blind, and it should be underneath the arc of one of the birds, so there's a little bit of degree of difficulty there, but any which way, it's going to be a good test. It's going to be tight. We're going to see if anybody wants to creep, break, anything like that, so it's going to be fun, at any rate.
Welcome to Marsh Creek Outdoors. On this episode, I'm with John and Joanne Stancer of Sand Spring, Chesapeakes. Now, John and Joanne, could you tell us about your dogs and your breeding program?
We have a fairly strict, not necessarily strict, but we do like a hunting dog. Not necessarily, we're not slamming show people, but we do like dogs that are able to do the work in the field, the same as their ancestors. We do not show. We possibly could. We have never went to that venue. Our biggest thing is having dogs we can hunt with. We run competition, and so our competition work requires us to do more training than average gun dogs would have to do. So for us, the 60 days that the waterfowl season is open, that's all fun time. There's no more training going on then. So we have 305 days to train for that 60 days. So that 60 days is righteous to us.
And is there anything special about your bloodlines? I know you're not the stereotypical backyard breeder, and you actually do care about the bloodlines, and you're not, none of the dogs are inbred or anything like that.
Well, we got our first Chessie Norman from Caraway Kennels down in Illinois, and she's known for having the first dual champion Chesapeake, which is a show champion and a field trial champion. So she's had the first female dual champion, and she bred three dual champions and many master hunter Chesapeakes. So she's in her lines are in our lines, and as well as Cursan lines, which is another reputable breeder in Wisconsin. So we went with a couple of different, reputable breeders and picked Norman, and that's where we started.
I've heard in the past that Chesapeakes are an aggressive dog. Could you dispel that myth? I've met your dogs and they seem wonderful and friendly. They're not mean and try to tear me apart.
It's one of those deals. If you're breeding bullheaded, well, I shouldn't say that bullheaded. If you're breeding aggressive dogs, it dramatically cuts off your selling point. There's maybe 1 out of 50 people will call you that want an actual aggressive dog. Personally, us, no, we don't want an aggressive dog. We don't want to sell aggressive dogs. Our main goal is to have a family dog like we do. They sleep in bed with us every night. They go out, get in the mud during the day, deal with us, training them during the day, and same thing, back in bed at night. So it's definitely a companion more so than just a hunting dog. There's a lot more to it for us.
And how long have you been breeding?
I would say, well, we've only bred Nellie 2 times, so breeding wise, we've only been breeding dogs for 3 years. Me personally, I've had Chessies all my life. I bought my first one when I was 14. That's the only dog I've ever owned. Together as a couple, yeah, Norman was our first dog that we used in competition. But I think the breed in general has come along a long ways. Only probably 10 or 12 years ago, they were number 76 on the AKC registry. Now they're up to like 42 or 43 on the registry, on the AKC registry. So the numbers are coming up. More people are starting to appreciate them. Yeah, there are not a lot out there. We feel good when we go to a competition. Hopefully we got everything in line, make good representation of the breed, make good showing of the breed, so everybody will have that stick in their head, because there are not a lot of them out there running competition.
John, you mentioned earlier that you train your dogs to hunt and not for shows, but yet I know that you do enter hunt competitions.
Yes, yep, we do. Our dogs, we run in both UKC and AKC events. There's similarities between the two, but yet there are differences. So it's really nice to give the dogs exposure to both venues versus just single filing them into one particular category. Norman has got his HRCH, which in UKC is the end of the line unless you want to qualify for nationals, and he's got his Master Hunter in AKC, which is also the end of the line unless you want to run nationals. Our pocketbooks don't allow us to run that many competitions, so basically once we hit the goal we've been trying to achieve, we stop and we enjoy our dog, we go hunting.
So you have gone to the competitions, and it's obvious your dogs can hunt.
Yep.
So your bloodlines are not only just names. I mean, you actually have the proof here. Proof.
Yeah, and that's the whole criteria in this day and age. Back 50 years ago, possibly, someone could say, I have the best hunting dog around. Word of mouth means absolutely zero nowadays. So in order to be able to basically toot your own horn, for us, unless you can take every person that wants to buy a puppy from you with you out hunting, you have to do the work during the summer and show the credentials of your accomplishments.
So can you tell me what makes your dogs better than someone who's a backyard breeder and just throws a couple of dogs together, and what do you do to stand behind your dogs as far as health? If they've got a hip problem, is that guaranteed? Are the eyes guaranteed? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we make sure that all our breeding stock is OFA certified, which is the Orthopedic Foundation for Animals, which registers their hips. So we got to make sure that their hips are registered as excellent or good before we breed them. We register their elbows with the same program, so make sure that their elbows are in good shape. And then we also make sure that we register their eyes also, because Chesapeakes can come down with eye conditions and that are all hereditary, and we want to make sure that we're not passing on bad genes. So we have ophthalmologists look at their eyes and make sure that their eyes are clear from all hereditary diseases. And then we register them with the Canine Eye Registry Foundation, and then they give us a number that says that their eyes are clear from any inheritable diseases. We also go as far as testing them for degenerative myopathy and exercise-induced collapse, which are also diseases that Chesapeakes can get. So we make sure we cover all the health clearances and make sure that they're clear, and pick stud dogs that are clear also. So we know that our breeding stock is not genetically compromised. We offer a 26-month guarantee on their hips and elbows and a 1-year guarantee on their eyes. If something should arise in the puppy, we will exchange a puppy out or give the money back to the potential buyer if something should arise. So we do have a full health guarantee on all our puppies that we sell.
Could you tell me what Chesapeakes were originally bred for?
Originally, it's believed that they were brought around for, or accidentally bred, or however it came about, for running long lines between ships on fishing vessels. But once they saw their integrity in the water, their durability to take the cold weather, then the market hunting started in on the Chesapeake Bay, and that's how they become Chesapeake Bay retrievers. In those days, the hunters would shoot birds, come back to the docks or harbor, however you want to say, and leave the dog to guard the boat. And so the stereotype of aggressive dogs came from that era. Our dogs these days are not aggressive. We don't have aggressive dogs, and I've seen very few. I've had Chesapeake since I was 14, so, but at any rate, that's where the whole stereotype of aggressiveness came from, was because of the market hunting days.
I understand you have a simulated test set up out in the field that you're going to show us later. Could you tell us what we're going to see?
What we're going to do is kind of downsize a UKC test. It's going to be pretty tight, kind of more so of a braking test. Nothing that's really super difficult other than the fact it's a braking test. Everything's going to be tight. We're going to make sure the dogs stay here until we let them go. There's a little transition cover for the younger dog, but hopefully everything goes smoothly. A little bit of blind work mixed in, running downwind, so it'll all be good.
So we'll be doing multiple retrieves. I know we've got multiple age classes of dogs here.
Yep, all the way from just beginning to just about retired. So it's a huge difference in dogs. The old dogs are going to make it look real easy. Young dogs maybe won't make it look so easy, but at any rate, we're going to have fun. Dogs are going to get exercise, so it's all going to be fun.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go do the simulations.
All right, let's get at her.